Hello, and thanks so much for joining us. I'm Carol Jenkins. The program is Black America. My guest today is Tony and two-time Emmy Award-winning actor and author Courtney B. Vance, now starring in Ryan Murphy's drama series Grotesquerie, and it really is that, on FX and streamed on Hulu, where he plays Marshall Tryon. And Courtney, welcome back. Thank you for being with us. You were one of our first guests
Really?
10 seasons ago.
Oh my goodness!
When we
Wow.
started, the social, you're our good luck omen.
Okay.
So we need you for the next
10 years.
10 years,
Yes.
the next decade. So thanks so much for being with us, and tell us about Grotesquerie. As I was saying to you before, it's a show that advertises itself as being very gory and gross.
You know, I guess it is, but it's from my and our daughter's perspective. It's a family drama.
A family drama.
We have my wife, Miss Niecy Nash, happens to be a detective, and this person is targeting her with all of these kinds of crazy crimes. So, but at home, we're dealing with a lot of different issues. She's having trouble with drinking, trying to deal with all the things that she's seen. I am dealing with a little sexual addiction, and our daughter is dealing with an eating disorder. So she's trying to get on a show.
Right. So that there's a lot going on, and we have a clip. Let's take quick look at it, and then we'll talk about it on the other side.
Evil has always existed.
Detective, to understand this killer, you must reach the ecstatic.
You are an odd little bird for a nun. Something is after us.
Go!
People want evil.
We need to catch this monster.
FX's Grotesquerie, September 25th on FX, stream on Hulu.
Streaming on Hulu, so we can catch up with it when we
Need to.
When we need to. So you're Niecy Nash, you've got some, in addition to yourself, huge talent, some other big talent. Talk to us about the relationship with her in the show.
It's, Niecy and I go way back. We did Robert Altman's Cookies Fortune years ago, and then we did a project, Prentice Pennies on Cork, so we played husband and wife in that. So, I was really looking forward to doing something again with her. I saw her at an event, and I, actually said to her, we need to do something. And then a couple months after that, Ryan called, and here we are.
And here we are with the tremendous success. You're driving with a lot going on with food, with sex addiction, food addiction.
Drinking addiction.
All kinds of things. Now, tell me about, you have a first-time actor in this series as well,
Mr. Travis
Kelce.
He's just a wonderful, normal guy, and that's refreshing. He came in. He's never acted before, but Ryan told a story that he came in and said he wanted to do. Looking at life beyond football, and Ryan said, "Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, and we'll look for something for you. Then we'll do something together." And Travis said, "No, you don't understand. I need to do this now." And so Ryan was like, "Okay, I might have something," and that's how.
That's how it happened.
That's how it happened. Yeah.
And I'm sure you were sharing some talent, skills with him.
He really was really prepared. My daughter in the show, Miss Raven, she said that the main thing she began to talk to him about was, after we finish this on you, okay. He was like, "Whoa, we're ready to go now. So what's next?" No. We got you. Now we did the wide. Now we need to do medium.
So
we need to do close.
Right.
And then we have to do her. And then we have to do Courtney. And then we have to do master. And we all, He was.
I
Oh.
Right, right. So
didn't-
understanding the detail that goes into that finished product.
Yeah, it's a marathon.
And your character, though, so well, you always do very interesting, complicated characters. And 61st Street, for instance, I love that. Very deep. You know, what was the ventricle? You know, and the heart attack.
Yeah, the 61st Street. I think I was dealing with prostate cancer and having the clock ticking about having my mind awake enough and alert enough to be able to try a case, and so you know it's all these pressures. You know, it's all about pressures of that we're all going through. And then this one we're dealing with all the various pressures. She's dealing with pressures, trying to solve this thing, but she's in an alcoholic haze, and
Right.
she's really juggling, coming up against ourselves. So.
Right, right. Well, we have another clip. We're so lucky.
Oh, clipped? We're clipped?
Let's take a look at
Clip.
you and Niecy Nash Vance.
In the history of the human race, nobody has ever been able to persuade somebody else to give up their vices.
And that's where you arrived at philosophically, is it? I know being a cop has fundamentally altered your worldview, but this cynicism, your fatalism, is corrosive.
Or it's protection. Ding, ding, ding.
Is it drinking protection too? Because you're turning from a pastime into a profession.
Wow.
That's a low
it
blow.
is so good, and you two are so good together in it. I'm glad you got to work together. I'm sure it's not the last time either, but this is a tremendous success.
There's all kinds of the twists and turns
Right.
in our storytelling, and we're very excited to begin the journey. I think it'll surprise people. It's gorgeously shot, and it's beautifully realized.
And you're second time working with Ryan.
Oh, yes, first time was OJ, Johnny Cochran, and this time it's when he actually asked me to be a part, he hadn't completely fleshed out the character yet, so it was really a faith walk, but they all are.
They all are
They
faith
all are.
walks,
Yeah,
right? But
you hope that it's going to that you fitting into what everyone else is doing, and then the actual editing of it, and then the actual marketing of it, that it actually is going to. And so it was really a wonderful thing to see, to go to the premiere and actually see an episode and be in awe of just everyone's work. It's a beautiful, beautiful, wonderful feeling to know that we have been and will continue to be in very, very capable hands.
right. Well, and the last time with the Jimmy Cochran, you won your Emmy for that.
Yes.
Or one of your two Emmys for that.
It was, that's why, we all, we trust Ryan that if he says, I got you, he does. And, and not just me, not just my character, but that's why I was so grateful to see and just reminded that the spirit of excellence is alive and well with Ryan Murphy. And, there's a reason he has all the Emmy nominations and all of the shows on television at the same time.
Right.
He has a tremendous team that allows him to be able to do all those things. He can't be in everywhere at the same time, but he has, that's part of what we all love about, being called by him, is that we know that we'll be directed and lit and, costumed by the best of the best, so.
Right. Speaking of the best, we recently lost one of the best of the best.
Yes.
A father figure to you, James Earl Jones, who did so much. I mean, he could do and did do absolutely everything, but the two of you were in August Wilson's Fences for, 3.5 years?
Yeah, on and off, yeah. We were on Broadway for a year, And I saw with Mary Alice, God rest her soul, and other cast members, we did the versions of it. We did it at Yale, we did it at Chicago's Goodman Theater, we did it at the Curran Theater in San Francisco, and we did it on Broadway, and then we did it in L.A. And each time we did, we re-rehearsed it to scene over. Oh, there's the big fella. I've seen over 600 performances and rehearsals on and off. So just watching comes together. It's I didn't know anything when I first started.
Yeah, that's what you said, that they taught you everything,
They taught me
and
everything.
that was quite the. I know you had the, the fancy drama school and all, but
Yeah, I had just started there. I didn't. I mean, if I didn't know upstage from downstage, which just is like. I mean, it was just being there at the right time.
Right.
That August was there. That Lloyd Richards, the master director, was there, and he had set up the regional theaters relationship so that when he finally found the playwright, because he was the artistic director of the Eugene O'Neill Theater Center, all the major playwrights came there every summer. So he had to pick and choose of all the playwrights that he was looking for, that one that he could begin to take around the country, and 5 or 6 times that they would rehearse the play, and he could dramaturg and edit the play. And by the time they came into New York with the same cast, it was tight as a drum.
Right.
So he had set up that for August, and was set it up, and August happened to be there at that right time. And he had evidently, August had tried to be accepted at the O'Neill for years. And finally,
finally it happened. Well, August Wilson, we're talking about Fences, which you did with, but the whole cycle of, just incredible plays. I once got into an elevator, and August Wilson was in it, and I came face to face with him, and the only thing I could say was, "I love you," and he said, "You're this insane woman," He was, of course, a gentleman about the whole thing. But just to think of the creativity of you, James Earl Jones, August Wilson, all of this coming together was quite an extraordinary.
Yeah, it was a miracle of timing that everyone, and we knew. I mean, it was a very, very rich time to be an African American actor, director. I mean, so every time there was an opening of an August Wilson play, everyone gathered. It was like a reunion of sorts, and the different families didn't mix. If you were in the Fences family, you were in the Fences family. Right. You weren't in the piano lesson family. You weren't in the King Hedley family. So it was really a celebration of, and we weren't first that popped onto Broadway. I think that was Ma Rainey, but we were a very Americana, for lack of a better word, play that the world embraced. And we had a star of epic proportions in James Earl Jones to be able to launch the play out there. And that year it won everything.
Right. Well, fortunately there is a theater named for him on Broadway. We have that.
Both of them, one for August, one for James Earl.
Right.
Beautiful.
So it's we have that. Interesting that I said to you when we were starting that last year we didn't get to talk with you about the book that you wrote, The Invisible Eight, in which you describe your relationship with your own father, who, and the book that you wrote that is so essential, to the lives that we are living now. Talk to us about how that came about. You had a suicide experience with your own father.
Yes, my father.
And what you learned, and when I guess it was your mom who said you must go to therapy for that. So tell us about that whole. What you're writing about in this book is black men,
right?
But really, you're writing about all of us.
Yes,
so.
nicely put. My father died of suicide, and we say died of suicide as opposed to committed suicide because it's not a crime. My co-author, Dr. Robin L. Smith, I learned so much from going around the country doing, events, basically sessions, because it is ministry, this work we do with this book. But my father died of suicide in 1990, and got that call from my mother in Detroit when I was in between shows, about to get up to get ready for the Wednesday matinee, and got the call. And the book happened because then 30 years later, my godson died of suicide, and that's when I said, that's enough, I got to say something. And our publicist, Miss Gilda Squire, who's here today, said, it's fabulous,
wonderful.
Said, I said to her, I need to, she said, let me think about it, let me strategize. And she put Dr. Robinell and I together. Of course, that was a match made in heaven. And then she put us with Sharice Jones, the writer, extraordinary writer. And it was just, I could have talked to Sharice forever. She's just so wonderful at probing questions. And it literally is for me, it was a therapy session, just to be able to talk it through and talk through what happened and where I was and what I was feeling. And then in between my chapters, she wove in Dr. Robinell's chapter about what I was talking about. So
Sure.
It really became something I hadn't thought about it to be structured in this way. And my mother, once my sister and I, Cecily, and I went to get her affairs in order. It took us a month, and as we were getting ready to leave, she turned to us and said, now, when you go back to your respective cities, I'd learned, afterwards how revolutionary this was. When you go back to your respective cities, I want you to both to find therapists. We have to break this now. We have to deal with this. And she said, I'm going to do the same thing here. For a 70, at that time, maybe 50-year-old woman to 45, to say, instead of going, when you go back to your respective cities, don't you say nothing.
Right, right.
You keep this to yourself. This is,
Right.
But she actually, and so, I was, I'd never even thought about therapy. I didn't know if I needed therapy. I didn't know what it was. And so I didn't know what to do. But Mommy said, do it. And so she didn't give me any instructions. She just said,
Do it.
do it.
Do it.
So we both went back. And once people know that you're looking for therapists, they come out of the woodworks. I've got there. So Laura Linney, God bless her, I went back to 6 Degrees of Separation, got back in the show, and in between shows, she said she knew I got massages. So I have a great masseuse, and I went to her, and before I laid on the table, the masseuse Gunilla said, Courtney, is there anything I need to know before we get started? And I said, my father just died of suicide. She said,
Right.
oh, I broke, she broke. And afterwards, she said, I knew the perfect person for you, Courtney. And I said, okay. And, I'd been looking for therapists. I saw, maybe 6, 7, 8. And sat down with an African-American woman. I said, oh, I'm home. This is the one. This is the one. And we sat there, looked at each other for an hour. And I knew, oh, this person is not for me. And so I walked out of there, and I said, and Laura said, and then so Gunilla gave me this person. The night before I went and saw the person that Gunilla gave me, I had a dream, and in the dream, and I never dream.
Right.
I had a dream, and went into the session to meet Dr. Kornfeld, who Laura Gunilla gave me. I met Dr. Kornfeld, shook her hand. As soon as I shook her hand,
You knew that was the right match. Right.
and then she said, Courtney, look to there's 2 spaces we can,
Right.
you can go to the right, go to the left, and to the right, there was this little cold, and I took to the left. And on the couch, there was a pillow there that was the same pattern that was in the dream I had in the night.
Really, really.
So I said.
So you knew that you were.
And I talked a mile a minute.
You were in the right place. So you know, and so the book is so important now because Black men are under what seems to be an increased amount of stress, and you know, where do you see it, you know, in this year of 2024 as we are approaching an election, you know, where there's, you know, talk that Black men perhaps are not supporting Kamala Harris and, you know, maybe attracted to, you know, the opposition. What do you?
It's a sickness, and we really need to. You know, it's about peace. It's really, you know, there are things that we need to do, and we don't have to wait until a suicide to recognize. You gotta talk to somebody. You don't have to talk to a therapist if you can't afford, because that's a whole thing.
Sure.
But you know, if you're dealing with things, you know, find a friend, find a, you know, a coworker, find a barber, find a, you know, find someone and get it off of you. You know, there's absolutely no need. I mean, you know, there's basic things in this world that we are still dealing with. You know, we're dealing with men and women. We're dealing with issues that, you know, literally, you know, white women, you know, voted for. You would think, you know, that with a white woman as a presidential candidate, white women would vote for the woman.
Right. That was the Hillary Clinton, there was
so, you know, it's just, you know, you know, just you know, when you actually look, I mean, you know, Mr. Trump had an opportunity 4 years ago, and you just look at what he did and what he said, and I couldn't turn on the television. I didn't want to hear the drama, and would not look at, you know, it's really about peace. Everybody wants the same thing. Everybody wants to send their children to wonderful schools. Everybody wants to be able to have some retirement. Everybody wants to be able to have, you know, some money to be able to do things with, you know. So, you know, but that's not what he's talking about. You know, it's really about, you know, just looking at, you know, it's not about a woman or a man. It's really about who's the person that's going to bring us together. And that's what, if it's a woman, then let it be a woman. Right. It doesn't, you know, so, and if you're dealing with things that are, you know, that, well, you know, he's a man and I'm just going, that makes absolutely no sense.
Well, your sage advice here, and I recommend the book, and you know, The Invisible Ache, and also to know that you and your wife Angela Basset have a new production deal, your company and deal. Talk to us a little bit about that. You're going to have to come back because we need more time to talk with you, but
so much,
a lot.
But our Basset Vance Productions, we've been a company for 3 or 4 years now, and our deal at 20th Century now is our new deal, 20th Century, and we're really just about. We have a great team, and they push and work really hard, and a lot of pitches, and we're very proud of them and what we're doing, and we're going to be doing a lot more. It's just really time to take to take stories that we're passionate about, and not waiting for someone else to do them, and do them and get financing for them and develop them, and you know, it's a very exciting time for us. So you know, Angela's doing, you know, all kind of wonderful things, and of course 911 is in its eighth season, and she got her Emmy and honorary Oscar. So it's just, you know, our twins are in first year of college now.
The twins, I cannot believe that. Yeah. The last time I looked, they were toddlers, right, babies, and now they're freshmen. And so one at Yale, one at Harvard. Well done, you know, parent. So actually, we have a clip, you know, of you and your kids, because apparently they keep you grounded. Is that the? Let's just take a quick look at this. These are the twins who are now in college.
Give me my money.
Just give me my money. Just give me my money. give me my money. Woo!
Just give me my money.
Woo!
Just give me my money.
Hey.
Just give me my money.
Yeah.
Don't forget y'all.
You guys are
That's so wrong.
You are so great. Give me my money. You know,
That is so wrong.
that is so wrong, but so right. So glad we got to see the kids and Angela as well. And thank you so much for being with us again. You won an Emmy the last time you were with us. You'll win one for Grotesquerie, I'm sure, and we'll get another decade, here doing Black America. So thanks so much, Courtney B. Vance, for everything that you do, everything you bring to the stage and television, film, everything. And these great kids and his family and the book. So much to thank you for and for being here with us on
My pleasure.
Black America today. And that is it for us. We thank you out there for joining us as well. I'm Carol Jenkins. The program is Black America, and we'll see you the next time. And now you can download the CUNY TV app in your Apple Store or in Google Play and find us there.